Hello and welcome back to the ball. I'm the Gav Major and this is a Let's Play in the French Tier 6 tech tree cruiser, the Algérie. Now this is as a Let's Play. I basically explain what I'm doing and what I'm doing as I'm going along, and hopefully it turns into a nice game. So this is a Tier 6 and 7 game of domination on North. On the enemy team we have a Ognevi, and a Shashio, a Benham, a Udachi, a Mayuku, a York, a Malfi, a Cleveland and an Iowa. So what can we take away from that? Well, what we've got is quite a lot of destroyers. One thing to mention is obviously the Shashio and the Udachi have torpedo reload boosters, whereas the Benham has 16 torpedoes split between 4 quadruple launchers. Also, they've got all heavy cruisers apart from the Cleveland, but with the Algérie, although she's a heavy cruiser with 8-inch guns, she does have, well, it feels like very thin armour, so anything can really hurt an Algérie if you get in close. That's obviously one thing that's a concern. Now I spawned over at the Charlie objective with a fellow Akatsuki, and what I've done is I've quickly dashed behind this island. I'm staying around with the intention of supporting him as he goes for the cap. I've got my catapult fighter launched nice and early. The reason being is the sooner it's up, the sooner that can do some spotting. And I'm just spotted, so I'm just going to let him know. Let's see what we got. In the centre we have the Ognevoy. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just keeping myself nice and angled, and we torpedo spotted. We have the Mayuku. Now Mayuku is an 8-inch cruiser, and she's gonna, well, that high explosive can hurt quite violently if she's got certain fire traits. Thankfully, just tucking it out and then tucking it back in, hoping that I can possibly dodge some of this. Oh no, she did get fire. Fire's only going to burn 30 seconds in a cruiser, and considering that I've only just started the game, so I have a lot of health, using the damage control party right now is not exactly a great thing to do. Getting 4 citadels on that Maiku, who's staying broadside on. Going to quickly slow it down, throw it back out, going to bounce off this island, and hopefully that those will find their mark and finish the enemy Maiku nice and quickly. That's a nice effort already to start the game. Right, what do we have next? We have a York. So a York's another heavy cruiser. She again has 8-inch guns, and she's quite tanky. She has quite reasonable armour, so that is something to be concerned about. Obviously I've switched myself back to high explosives as I've, wow, that's probably going to be the best thing to take advantage of her with. 3 of the 4 enemy destroyers are spotted, so I'm quickly checking the minimap there. I'm just seeing what enemy units have been spotted. Those torpedoes coming in, let's see, could they be from the York? It's potential. So we're going to just start focusing on this York. Incapacitating one of his torpedo launchers, and I think at the moment we just need to get that DPM up nice and heavy on him. I'm going to quickly switch to armor piercing. I'm anticipating that he might turn out destroying one of his torpedo launchers, which is very useful, but I'm very tempted at the moment to chuck on my sonar just in case he does actually chuck out some torpedoes, especially now we know the Udachi says. So we're going to hit our engine boost now, which is going to make us a very speedy girl. We're going to continue this turn because obviously we've just spotted those torpedoes thanks to having our sonar on, so made the right call there. I'm going to use front turrets only on the York. We should be alright now just to quickly flick out those turrets. He's only firing high explosives, but you can see how that does actually really hurt, simply just due to the thin armour. Now the Udachi's laying a smoke screen, so I'm going to quickly make a push, hoping that my sonar can pick her up. Obviously I have got my catapult fighter up as well for the spotting. And there she is. She's spotted by my catapult fighter because she decided to fire. And at the moment, due to our speed, I'm going to focus on just using my front guns, because I know that the Udachi is actually quite slow. She can only do 33 knots, and we're gaining on her at 39.7, 39.40, 40.1, 40.2, 40.3, with only 40.6, 40.7, which is honestly turning out to chuck out torpedoes. So I'm going to continue my current course at the moment, and then I'm going to quickly do a hard to starboard. That should dodge some of those torpedoes. And there she goes. Right. So we have the enemy Iowa, the only battleship on their team, which really does scare me because she comes with 16-inch guns. She's going to overmatch me from any angle. So the she is definitely one that I don't want to be getting near to. So obviously straight away turning out, continuing the speed of 30 knots through the through the turn. This is going to hurt no matter what I do. And thankfully he's missed, which is quite nice. Switching to the Ognovoy. No, he's definitely behind the island. What do we do here? I'd like to get to the I'd love to just teleport to the other side of this island, to the north of me. The reason being is then I'm as far away as I possibly can be from the Iowa, but also then I can get stuck in on the other side. Getting a cheeky volley out on the Ognovoy. Sometimes when you see destroyers like that, you really do have to just get those snapshots out. Iowa is now out of range. I think I will. I think I'm going to do the long way round. It's going to take me out of the fight for a little bit too long. I'm not liking the idea of that. I think I'd much rather take my chances against the Iowa, keep myself in the fight and just keep racking up the damage. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to try and assist the friendly Iowa. Again, enemy Algérie briefly spotted, but not quick enough for a snapshot. And I don't think I had a clear shot. It's back. We're just going to take our chances and see what we can get. That's going to hit the island. He slowed down, so we'll get a quick volley out there. All the time, I know I'm not spotted, but I'm just like to have a quick look and just make sure I know what's going on with that Iowa. He's going to start backing up, so we're just going to try a volley there. Now I am spotted. We have a Benham off to the west, knocking out the engines. Oh, very nice. Should be able to get a nice finishing blow on him if he's not gone already. Very nice. So we've got the Ishashio, we have the Amalfi, the Amalfi. So the Amalfi is an Italian heavy cruiser, 8-inch guns. She's also got that exhaust smoke screen, a very interesting ability. Just going to chuck up some torpedoes there, not really intending to actually get anything on him. He's going broadside on, I can't really miss it off, especially considering I have 8-inch guns. So, having incapacitated one of his torpedo launchers. He's going to start turning to try and angle against me, so instantly switching back to high explosive. But he's finding himself in quite a pickle at the moment. Now he's angled against us, so thankfully we did choose the right ammunition type. What's that, a Knetsov? Okay. And looks like he's going... No, he's coming at me, he's coming at me. I think this time we're switching to a bit of armor piercing. Enemy Iowa's now gone. Okay, that gives us a bit of breathing space. I'm going to put on that sonar now because obviously the very slow torpedoes of the Italians. Hopefully by cranking out to full speed ahead, we should be able to try and pick out an area below. Should be able to finish him off now. There we go. Right, now we're going to use the engine boost. Going to turn on, switch to armor, high explosive, I should say. And now we're going to start hunting down the remaining enemy destroyer, which is in the Shashio. So we've got a good general idea of whereabouts she is. Let's see, should I help the Knetsov? Yeah, I'll help the Knetsov because the Knetsov doesn't have a lot of health, whereas the Mass has a lot of health in order to assist our Akatsuki. So that's what I'm doing. I'm looking around and seeing what's the best way for me to switch. If the Knetsov had a lot of health, then I might go over this way and help the Akatsuki, but the Akatsuki's got support. So, however, the Shashio is now spotted, so that now really dictates where I'm going to go. So rather than going north and up and round the island into Alpha, I'm now going to be going this way. There goes the Akatsuki, but hopefully the Mass can start chipping in. So we're just going to see if we can start leading the target enough. No, okay, right, we're just going to keep making corrections to our firing. Going to launch the aircraft, might as well. There's only 5 minutes and 28 seconds left of the game, but the aircraft is going to be up for 6 minutes, so there's no point keeping it held back. Getting ourselves a fire on the Ishashio, which is going to increase her detectability at sea range by 2 kilometers. It's always a nice thing to know about that. systems. If you can tease a fire onto a destroyer, you know they're gonna find it harder to drop off. Well, he's gonna find it especially hard to drop off when there's a mass that close to him. Let's see if we can seal the deal, but I think it's gonna burn out. No, mass sealed the deal. Very nice. So going on to the end screen, let's see what we managed to get in that game. I managed to get ourselves 87,000 damage, 70 hits on target, four kills. Oh, we were getting close to a Kraken in that one. 9 citadels, very nice. And got ourselves high caliber, which is quite amusing. Algérie, I've got quite a speedy build. If that does interest you, then the modules and the commander build will be down in the description. Going to the teams, well, to be expected, I guess, if you get 4 kills. And making a very tidy profit in this game. And that's only with premium count and a common credit booster. Obviously, ship service cost is coming in at circa 110,000. Well, if you have enjoyed this Let's Play, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. And if you are already a subscriber, let's say thank you very much for your continued comments, contribution, and support. Also, down in the description will be the email address for the channel if you want to send in any game captures for the community spotlight video on a Monday. And also the link to Patreon if you want to support the channel on Patreon, as it is a non-monetized channel. Until next time, I'm the Galloping Major, and back to the port.